Are you spending working hours on a resume not to get even a single callback? Not only that, you have now begun to feel that my resume is not even being seen by a human being. You know what? That may be actually true, that your resume is actually not being seen by a human, because these days they are being seen by robots. These are called ATS, Application Tracking System. There is a high chance that all the time that you're spending beautifying your resume may actually be in vain, and people actually don't care about it. So, in today's video, we're going to be talking about what all is required for a resume and how you should make an ATS proof resume. So, when you think of a resume to be the best, you go online, you search for templates, you see that there's a separate column where your photograph, your address, your email, your important details are mentioned, personal information. And on the other column, on the different side, your work experience and other important things, your degree, education, everything is written. Or rather, you see much more visually handsome resumes and you fall flat for them. And you feel like, yes, this is what my resume is going to look like. You go on, edit that template, putting so much of hard work into that, only to end up not being called by good companies. That is, my dear, because the ATS, the application tracking system, does not understand visual aesthetics. It only understands plain one single liners. That is why boring resumes are the best. So, what does that mean? We should just write down everything in a flat line? No, I am not suggesting you that. Let's talk about a professional, good looking, as well as ATS proof resume. First of all, big rule, no pictures. The first rule is not to have any pictures. Yes. Even though there are few jobs which require your picture to be there attached, but in such jobs, they will let you know that we need your portfolio, your profile, or a picture separately. It could be aviation or maybe a modeling industry and stuff like that. So for that, you prepare a portfolio separately. But for a normal job, do not put your picture, because that is only gonna take up space in your resume and the ATS is not actually gonna make anything good out of it. So what does ATS exactly understand? It understands keywords. It is being given a JD and then it looks for the keywords in your resume. If the ATS finds the similar keywords, or rather the same keywords in your resume as mentioned in the job description given to it, it will forward your resume as a good one. And if not, nana, you just lose it there. So, how to make a resume like this, which is perfect fit according to the JD? We can talk about a generic one and a specific one. There may be a dream company that you're looking forward to. What you need to do in that case is that actually take the JD and replace the keywords which with the similar words already existing in your resume. So for example, let's say I talk about people management skills. My resume has written people management skills. And in the JD, it is mentioned that one must be able to handle the team. These are two different words, or vice versa. So I'll go in my resume, I will mention handled a team, right? So this is how machine works, right? So take out keywords from the job description and ensure to put them in your resume if you're applying for that dream company. This is small effort which will save you a lot, which will surely at least reach the human eye. Then if you are somebody who's desperately looking for a job and applying to each and every possible place, then whatever your profile is, if you are, let's say, an HR, then mention all the relevant possible keywords. Take help from ChatGPT, Gemini, and other AI platforms. Ask about the trending keywords for the profile of a recruiter or of an engineer or of maybe a doctor, anything like that. Now, keywords are the key. a flat, simple structure of your resume, one-liners. So, for example, in the top line, if you're mentioning your name, and in the next line, you're mentioning your contact details, that should be it in the whole line, in the whole area. Nothing else on the sides should be mentioned, which could be readable, because the robot will confuse definitely. So, one single liner, keywords, these are the two hacks to clear the ATS. Now, how does the human eye work? These are two different things, right? How an ATS reads your application versus the human eye. Now, let's do some working on the resume as per the human eye. So, there is an F pattern whenever you are reading a resume or anything for that matter, and informational, because this is not a novel that we are reading out of love or something, but it is a document. So how one reads it? It's F pattern. We look at the headline and then we read this. Headline, subtitle, headline, subtitle. This is how, and this is exactly how resume should be placed. I will be providing you with the sample right resume, so you can take reference from that. How to ensure that there is less color play, less aesthetic, and more readability to the human eye is use bold, italics. Whenever you're mentioning any project, any company name, you can slightly play around the size, font size, or italics, underlining it, stuff like that, right? That should be the only game you're playing in your resume. And you know what? It makes your resume editable later on in life as well, because it happens. We joined somewhere, we worked on a resume really hard, and now after 2, 3, 4 years, when we're planning to change the job, we go back to the same resume and becomes impossible to work on that resume, because at that time we had different mindset, and by now we have a different mindset altogether. This one simple resume can be edited anytime, any day possible. Another important thing that a recruiter loves to see in your resume is the numbers. Be it a team member or the HR, they love to see numbers. Instead of writing that I used to manage a team or I know how to manage a team, managed a team of 15 people. Quantify the numbers. I helped the company in revenue increase. I helped the organization in revenue increase by 4%, 10%, 20%. And if you're not from sales, if your numbers are not that quantifiable, still look for places. You can definitely go to Gemini and ChatGPT, the two most prevalent AI bots, which will help you to understand how you can exactly quantify. So, for example, I used to be a behavioral trainer. I can talk about the customer satisfaction score, because that was related to the behavioral parameters that I was training people upon. So, another rule, always quantify. Go by the F pattern, headline, subtitle, and the bullet points. Then always quantify. And another thing, that always mention the skills by telling how did you actually apply them. Good communication. Okay, good communication, but how did you imply it? I used it in talking to the customers. Good with data, but how exactly did you do that? Mention the actionables, right? So always do not show just plain skills, which is a commonly seen scenario. Skills, okay, communication, team player, blah, blah, blah. Mention how and where did you perform those skills. This gives credibility to your resume. And one thing must have, it's a short trick but very important and saves you a lot of embarrassment, is to create a professional email ID. I will tell you mine. So in my first job, I used my very basic ID. I used to be very young, and I used my email ID, which was bindasmjrocks @gmail.com. Right now, I don't have access to that ID. I don't even know where that ID is and what's up with it. But yeah, that's not what you people would want to face every time they call you for some sort of verification, or they will probably not take you seriously if you send the resume from that email ID also. So have a professional ID sorted. And definitely I can answer your comments if you have any specific query. And if you want, I can even analyze your resumes. You can just comment down and I'll reach out to you. So take care and have an amazing time creating that wonderful resume. And I can't wait for you to land that dream job.